Hey guys, Jason the Expert, SCNS Live, powered by Cinelinks.com with another toy review for you. This is the Transformers Generations 30th Anniversary Armada Starscream. And really excited to get this guy because Armada was the one that brought it back for us. I had this toy one time. All of my Armada toys went to, I donated them for Hurricane Katrina to some people who were displaced, so I don't have any of those to compare them to. I wish I still had, but so this is kind of cool. I kind of feel like, hey, at least I got another Armada Starscream, you know. Yeah, so it's a cool little figure. It's a lot more, well, a lot less bulky than the old one. Very streamlined, kind of nice. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging that it comes in. Of course, we got a comic book that is included with it. I'm not showing those off though. They're okay. On the back, you gotta look at Starscream. Gotta look at the bio there. It comes with 2 Energon swords, and there's the tech specs. Packaging out of the way, let's get back to Starscream. And he does have landing gear, which is pretty cool. They're not real wheels, they're just, you know, kind of those plastic wheels. So, they're pretty nice. Size comparison. Here he is with Classics Dirge. And I know they keep saying deluxes are getting smaller and smaller, but you know what? This doesn't look that bad together. I love the look of these two together, especially this red and this blue. So, for something a little more current, here is Thundercracker, War for Cybertron. Did he have landing gear? No, he didn't. Yeah, he just kind of sits there. So yeah. But overall, nice jet. Recreates the Armada look very well. Got the translucent cockpit here, these 4 wings here. His head is right there. And he does have these 2 nice cannons that have Minicon ports. Decepticon emblem on there. And you know, he pretty much, you know, there's the arms, you can tell the legs are there. They do cover up the face at the bottom here. And there's his Energon swords pinned to the back of the wings. But overall, yeah, this guy is pretty nice. And he's got these big turbines back here, which on the old Armada toy, they would flip forward when you plugged a Minicon in there. But now what they do is there's a missile in here. Let me turn this the right way. There's 2 missiles in there, and these things shoot, man. Let's go ahead and do this. So you just want to push them in. The first thing, those pop out. And, did you hear that? Booyah! I love good firing missiles, and they're pretty long. They're just friction missiles, but man, these do the job, I tell you. I'll get those back in there. Alright, so move on. Let's go ahead and transform this guy. We'll just pop his landing gear back up in there. And a really just fun, little easy transformation. Really dig these guys. Let's start off by go ahead and unpegging these arms, which have a tab and a slot here. Excuse me about that. Anyway, you just bring those down and take the legs, fold them down. You want to take these fins, push them in, take his feet, push it out, and unfold the heel spur, and then just turn around. So do that on the other side. Alright. You want to take this little plate and pull it down, and you can see, oh, there's his head. Bring this part down and make sure this is flat against this yellow piece. Now when you bring this nose cone down, there's 2 peg holes right here that correspond to 2 pegs here. Mine doesn't stay very well. It's not a big problem, but if I bring it down and I try to push these together, like you can see it right here, and you just like push it and see? They just won't stay in. It seems like, and they're really a rubbery, I don't know if you can see this, but they're like a rubbery plastic. They're not hard plastic. It's this whole bottom piece here is just, well, the nose cone, of course, is rubber. But this whole bottom piece here, just rubber. So they don't peg in, but it doesn't, like, it's not a big deal because it sits flat. And you just bring his fist down. And I like to bring this part back and stand it up. Let me move my camera here. And of course, it just readjusts itself after I do what I want. Really? Really? Come on, camera. I hate this tripod. Gotta get a new one. Anyway, so take these wings, just fold them up so the Decepticon emblems are being shown. And there you have Armada Starscream in his robot form. And this guy is really nice looking. I love this head mold. It just screams angry Starscream. The only thing is like this doesn't really latch in anywhere. It just kind of, there's nothing for it to, I mean, I guess it could, yeah, I'm looking down on you, or I'm looking up at you, but it just doesn't do it for me. You can bring up the ball joint a little bit, so it'll rest right there, and I guess you can use the ball joint from there. So there you go. It doesn't really lock in, but yeah, nice figure, a lot of great detail. He's pretty basic. This is, you know, kind of what you'd expect, the hollow back legs, the hollow inside forearms, which is kind of like the standard with these figures now. Really, has my camera just been drifting over that whole time? Time for a new tripod. There we go. So yeah, I like putting these to the back because it looks like the old turbines that sit up behind his head, or those stacks, whatever those things were. Well, they were intakes on the old jets. Articulation-wise, he does have a bit of an ankle joint here. Knees will go over a 90 degree. But you got this thing in the back. Hander in it. You got some twist at the thigh, ball jointed hips. No waist articulation to speak of. No wrist articulation, which really would have helped considering considering his accessory. 90 degree bend at the elbows. You don't have a ball joint, but it does twist at the shoulder. And you can bring these wings back a little bit because you can bring this up. And I love how when you bring this up, there's like this little accordion piece here. So that's a nice little touch. I guess they expected us to have him and be sitting out like this. And of course I showed you the head's on a ball joint. Now his accessories that he comes with, on the back of the wings we showed you the swords. Now on the older Armada toy, the whole wing actually popped off and it folded in 3 sections and became his sword. He only had one of them. But this one, he has some nice little Energon swords. Let's take a look at one. And they just fold up. You're being very difficult, Starscream. You stay over there. I gotta show off your swords. Anyway, just fold them up like that, and it's a really nice looking blade here. Pretty cool. They're a little short, but you know, what do you want? The only thing is, like, if you'll notice on this one, there's a little bit of a stretch mark because I tried to pin this in because it does have a little tab, and I stressed it when I pushed it in. It doesn't lock, it just kind of sits there. And the other one's a little bit different. It actually will, it won't go in at all. But it won't stress. And it almost seems like this part is too close together. And the other thing is these come apart very easily. I mean, they're just a little half circle and a pin. And they just go like that. But you just take them, plug them into his hands. And they can be a little tight to get in there, just to let you know. There you have them. Starscream's all swashbuckling, dual-wielding swords. For a little comparison, here he is with a Classics Prowl. I don't know why I keep going to Classics Prowl on some of my reviews, but you see how big he is compared to Starscream here. Perhaps somebody a little bit more current. Luckily my case is right over here. Of course, pulling one out, I knock a couple down. And here he is next to Orion Pax, who does have wrist swivels. I'm just going to go ahead and say that right now. So yeah, like I said, not a bad looking figure. I like him, I dig him. He's got some really great light piping. And I love that head mold. Oh, and of course these can pop forward. They got these 2 little tabs that go into slots here. And you can bring them over his shoulder so that he can smoke you with his shoulder cannons. It does stick out quite a bit though. That's why I like to leave them down. Ah, that's not pegging in. So there we go, guys. This is the Generations Deluxe Class Armada Starscream. I'm Jason the X for SCNS Live, powered by StoneLinks.com, and I'll catch you later.